Well, good morning. It's July 4th, and I thought I would just give you a quick tour of what my deck garden looks like. This is a 12 by 12 foot deck. You enter from a door to a sunroom, and it's, I've tried to plant it fairly heavily this year, mostly with flowers. So we'll start over in the herb area and take it from there. In the corner closest to the house, I am growing herbs and a couple of tomato plants. I've got two tomatoes that are intended for sort of small spaces. This one is a trial plant from Burpee Gardens called Sugar Basket Red. Looks like a very healthy, nice plant. In front of it, I have some lavender that I don't think is super happy here. I'm going to probably have to give it a little more of a sandy mix. There's mojito mint, which I love to use in mocktails and cocktails, and a couple kinds of basil. This is like an Everleaf lemon, it's called. There's some sage, a regular Genovese basil that I started from seed, and then just some parsley. And then this is the other tomato. It's called Little Sicily. These things all grow really well in pots. I mean, in fact, I would never grow mint anywhere but a pot. They are closest to the house, so they probably get a little less rain than some other areas, but that's okay because they're herbs and they can handle a little dryness. And next to the herbs is kind of the start of my ornamental garden. I'm growing plants this year because I want to attract a lot of hummingbirds. And so far I've seen one, but it's still very early in the season for us in Minnesota. So I have this red salvia in an elevated pot, and behind it is two plants called Agastache Summerlong. And these are test plants from Darwin Perennials, I believe, and they are, one is called, I think it's lemon cream, the other one is coral. They are a super good plant. I mean, I've been really impressed with this Agastache, and they bloom, they're called Summerlong because they bloom all the time. Next to that we have a big lily, unknown variety, because I carried it over from last year, that is in a pot. When these finish blooming, which will probably be fairly soon, I will take them and just kind of move them to the back of the border here so they're not as visible. Really fun lily. Okay, and above, next to the Agastache and lily, I have this bowl with lantana in it. I love lantana for attracting hummingbirds. I think it's just a very popular plant. Plus it's super pretty and it goes with my bowl. And then below that, I have a pot with a phenomenal fig. That's that guy in it. And then I just felt he looked lonely, so I put in two annuals, and they have really, really taken off. I hope the fig's going to be okay, and I think it will be. This one over here is a Kupfia. It's called Hummingbird's Lunch. Super pretty. And next to it is one of the wave petunias. This one's called Sky Blue, I believe. Then we have another pot with the plain red salvia with some basil. I do like to make pesto, so I have a lot of basil. And then behind that we have more of the Agastache. This one is called, I think, pink, or it's lilac color. Hold on, plane going up overhead. Okay, I'm back standing up. And this one we have also with the Agastache, a black-eyed Susan vine, which they seem to grow well, but not too big, which works really well on a deck where you don't have quite as much space. Again, then I have another pot of lilies, and I actually have a weed in this pot. Now, how'd that happen? And then in this pot, I have another salvia. I think this is Victoria Blue. There's a little more of the Kupfia, and then this is, I think it's called Silver Song Supertunia. These are really good Supertunias. Behind that, I have a rose growing in a pot. That's an Oscar Peterson rose that I got from the Minnesota State Horticultural Society sale. And next to that, just your basic red mandevilla. Really, really pretty. Okay, and then in my big garden box, I have a trellis that does provide some screening from my next door neighbor. But in this year, I'm growing just flowers again. This is a very large, too big for the space, pineapple sage. It does not flower till the very end of the summer, but they're so darn pretty when they do flower that I'm going to let it keep going and just put it in a great big pot next year instead of there. And with it, we have a whole bunch of petunias. This is a Silverberry Supertunia. Really nice. I think this is EasyWave Purple. This is EasyWave Pink Princess, Pink something. More of the Silverberry, and behind it again, this nice big wall of black-eyed season vine. All of these are things that the hummingbirds love.